Hi, I'm Jody Pritzel, author of The December Dilemma, U.S. Christmas Stamps, 1962 to 1972. Who knew? It wasn't until 1962 that the United States had a Christmas stamp issued. I certainly didn't. Wow. But why? Now, I was a casual youth stamp collector. Here's my thin, minuscule, somewhat embarrassing stamp album, but I loved stamps. Here's my husband's jumbo. It's probably like the one you had, right? Yeah, I didn't have that big a one. I just got my little one. And there was a moment at the post office department last December that caused me to go back and pick up my little sad stamp album. I went in looking for Christmas stamps, and I found them here, 1962, 1963. Now, I thought I was going to have to consult the jumbo book because I'm thinking, well, it has to be a stamp in the 40s or 50s, right? Nope. It was 1962. If you've read my vintage ornament books, you know once I get curious, the first thing I do is research. So in Washington, D.C., at the National Postal Museum and Library, there are these file drawers like this one. And they contain designs that may have been morphed before they became a Christmas stamp. Things like this horse that you might recognize from the Christmas Toy series. In those file drawers, and I've included, over 30 rejected designs and transition designs in the December Dilemma. There are things you never got to saw, like this one. In 1963, instead of the National Christmas Tree, you could have had this world map for Christmas of 1963. So that didn't tell me the big why. Why wasn't there a stamp until 1962? Well, also at the National Postal Museum and Library, which is part of the Smithsonian Libraries and Archives in D.C., there are these thick folders of the Third Assistant Postmaster General Collection. Things in there like people writing in, why can't we have a Christmas stamp? Why did you pick that design? I'm offended by that design. But also in those thick folders are the minutes and agendas from a group called the Citizens Stamp Advisory Committee, CSAC for short. These guys. It started with Eisenhower. Arthur Summerfield was the Postmaster General. But it was this team, and there's 7 of them in the book, it was these teams that decided the subject, what became of the art, assigned the artist, and shepherded the design through. Now, not all the committees were the same. Some were a little bit more, let's just say, forceful than others. The Stamp Advisory Committee recommends that the Post Office Department issue a 1966 stamp which clearly communicates the spiritual idea of Christmas. If this is deemed inadvisable, the committee feels that there should be no stamp issued. The members then deliberated options. Maybe use a star over a house or a scene. What about a dove of peace? Too communist, it would be inappropriate. Perhaps we could ask J. Carter Brown for a painting with suitable subject matter. You know, and that's another part of the book. The National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. ends up bailing out the post office. I won't get into the lawsuits. I won't get into how the masterpieces started to get selected because I went into it in the December Dilemma. Now, some of the other committees were a little bit more wishy-washy. 3 other toys, a horse, a doll carriage, and a mechanical tricycle, were enhanced by Dohanos from illustrations in the golden age of toys. Jamie Wyeth was confused by Dohanos' creations. We will not use the sleigh? Dohanos said no. Thompson and I decided it was too delicate. and the colors would be too subdued using the new press. I still like the sleigh design. I presented these to the Postmaster General, and he liked them very much, but he wanted a nativity scene. Yes, the Postmaster General also characters in the December Dilemma because they had the final say in what became a stamp. Also in the December Dilemma are all 20 color images of all the stamps, Christmas stamps from 1962 to 1972. I think it makes a really solid gift for someone who was a casual stamp collector with their pathetic album, or someone who was a more serious collector, because there's backstories to these Christmas stamps. And if you'd like to buy stamps, here's what I recommend. I found the Rocky Mountain Philatelic Library here in Denver. In your search engine, key in your city or state, and then the word Stamp Club. You know what you're going to find? You're going to find people locally that have plenty of stamps to sell. Yeah, everybody's got them. So do that. Go check out, maybe you'll make some more friends and rekindle what was a long lost hobby. Stamps. If you can't lick them, let's learn about them. Thanks for buying my books and watching my videos.